Hey, this is Ben. This is the 19th stanza of The Art of Peace. Let's begin practice. I'm going to begin today with my fingertips. So, in yoga it's called prayer position. It's just you bring your hands to your heart and put them together. There's even an emoticon of this symbol. Now from here, curiosity, friendly curiosity at the fingertips. So I have my fingertips interlaced at the first line. So instead of the fingertips touching each other, they're facing away. I can feel the cold, talked about this before, I can feel the cold pulling at my fingertips, pulling the energy. It feels vacant, empty. The visualization was like a big empty warehouse. Now from here, I'm just going to send that friendly curiosity down into my feet. Now I begin to notice that my hips no longer seem to have boundaries. That when I press down into my foot, like if I'm pressing down, grounding into one foot or the other, the sensation of pressure builds at the bottom of my feet. It shifts, and then as I go up into my hip, it's not, the pressure doesn't have like a collection. It doesn't collect at the hip. It seems to move through the hip. So I have more sensation at my core. And where I put my pelvis plays a role in where I feel my core. And if I want to press down harder into my right foot, I press into my core. I compress into my core, and the grounding increases. Whoa. So my experience is moving through the hips, not with them. So now heart space. Having the hands connected lends itself to the heart space. I can relax into my elbows, my shoulder blades can settle. My hands are in a place that's still. So now I'm going to shift my fingertips from pointing away at the second line to now having my fingertips pressing into each other. The sensation is immediate. I feel the pressure of my fingertips pressing into each other. And that vacant sensation has been slightly replaced. The feeling of vacating, yeah, that's good. The feeling of vacating is taking place now at the tips of my fingers, not my fingertips. My fingertips feel a little bit more connected. It's still cold, but they feel a little bit better. Or a little bit more connected. There's less vacating. There's less pull at my fingertips. It's less. It's still there. It's just less. It's not necessarily pleasant because my fingers are cold, but it's the vacating of energy seems to be less. Now, stuff is changing around in my jaw. I'm not really sure. The sensation of the popping on the left side has shifted. It's now kind of higher. I'm up in my cheek, sort of. Get taller by a millimeter. Now, to get tall, you got to go down, right? In order to go up, you have to go down. It's kind of a funky thing. So, try spiraling. Try wrapping in at the legs and feel the core compress, and then press down. So you're spiraling down. The way you remember being a kid in a bathtub, and when your parents would take the plug out of the bathtub, the water would start to spiral, funnel into the drain. I used to always watch that, and I thought it was really cool. But as the spiral began big, it kept spiraling down and down and down, and became tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter till it disappeared into the drain. Fun fact, the spiral that takes place in America is clockwise. The spiral that takes place in Australia is counterclockwise. Right? Interesting, right? Anyway. That makes sense. Anyway, got to go down to go up. Now, here's a little game for you. Next time you see a tree, know that it is only going up as far as it can go down. It can either go down as far as up or out as far as up, but it can't be one or the other. They work together. As the tree gets taller, the roots have to go down or spread out further because now the tree is interacting with nature a little bit more. So the breeze that blows the tree signals down into the roots. All right, we need to take more ground here. We need more space. So it's just an interesting way to observe life as you walk around, because you can, at any given moment, you can add curiosity to your experience by thinking to yourself, that tree is going up as much as it's either going down or out. How interesting. Look at that. Now, the world around you is the form. The form of my environment right now means that I'm standing straight up. If I was in a pool, or if I was in 10 feet of water, I couldn't be standing up. I'd have to be moving, treading water. I couldn't be doing what I'm doing now. So what I'm doing right now is directly related to the form of the world around me. Now, how do I feel? We are moving now into our roots. So right now at form, we're right at where a tree, the base of a tree would be, right before it disappears down beneath the dirt. So that's where we're at. We are right at our awareness dipping into our roots, our core, our being, or now with our internal environment. So from here, you go down into the internal environment through how it feels at your body. So that's a big, big statement. So we break it down into the feet. How does it feel at the feet? Can you influence it? Pelvis, core. Don't discount anything. Any sensation, any thought that shows up around these regions, don't discount them. Just bring them in. Any thought, any feeling, anything, don't discount the slightest sensation. It's something. Core, heart space, including my fingertips. My fingertips at the very tips are vacating further. The intensity of the vacating is increased. There's a bluish silver pulling. Throat, top of the head, full breath. Now here's where you come into your perception of it. Full breath in and exhale. Your perception of what's going on in your form and in your body is replicated in your breath. It's replicated in your breath. Your breath is your autonomic nervous system. Inhale system goes up, exhale system goes down. Inhale, armor up, exhale, armor down. Inhale, armor up, exhale, armor down. It's happening at every given moment. So if I was being chased by hyenas right now, or a pack of wild dogs, there'd be a lot of inhaling, a lot of preparing, a lot of up, a lot of armor up, fight or flight or freeze. Those are the responses to threat: fight, flight, or freeze. Autonomic nervous system is the piece that turns all that on or all that off. It's taking place in your internal environment, but it's also taking place. So we've just gone through perception of your environment. How do you perceive your environment? In your mental volition, what's driving you? So, check this out. I could be sitting in a field full of daisies, surrounded by butterflies and fairies, and my armor up could be fired up as shit because all I'm thinking about is it all coming to an end. Or all I am thinking about is how I should have done something. Or all I am thinking about is how much I hate that motherfucker. Or all I am thinking about is, oh my gosh, I hope something bad doesn't happen. Autonomic nervous system responds to thoughts as well as external form, internal feel, your perception, but your beliefs, your ideas, your mental volition, what's going on in your mind. And then fortunately, the autonomic nervous system also responds to choice. So you can choose to be in any of those experiences, or you can just choose to be in presence itself. I started to notice this more. It's like my awareness became the ground. Yesterday I was working with a gentleman, and my awareness became like the ground. Everything just had this presence about it, and I wasn't on top of it and analyzing it. I was underneath it or with it or present with it, just being aware of it. It was very interesting. It was a feeling. It felt like my brain was at a lower elevation inside my being. I don't know. I'm still exploring it, so it's pretty interesting. Anyway, choice. Now, you follow armor down, you follow the practice out, armor down, right? You're more balanced, armor up, armor down, everything's smooth. Now it's time to build. So now you're in a smooth environment, an environment you can rely on. And once you're in an environment you can rely on, you can begin to build. Well, how do you build? What do you build? Okay, so this is where you build, and how you build, you watch nature. You watch nature to determine how to build. Because nature's been around for 4 billion years and it keeps evolving. It evolved us. It evolved the autonomic nervous system. How did it do that? Well, part of the way it does that is having balance. The tree goes up only as far out or as far down as it can go. The wind that thrashes the tree encourages growth. The interaction with that tree and the rest of the environment, the connection, participation, encourages the sustainability. At every level there's change, there's flow. Water can be soft and nurturing or fucking vicious. Fire can warm and destroy. As you become aware of choice, you begin to see that you're not any one part of it. You're the awareness of all of it. So when it's time to grow, you don't armor down, just to go to sleep, just to have impulse control. You armor down because being able to go to sleep and have impulse control means that now you can start to grow. Create. Participate. The 19th stanza of The Art of Peace. Study the teachings of the pine tree, the bamboo, and the plum blossom. The pine is evergreen, firmly rooted and venerable. The bamboo is strong, resilient, unbreakable. The plum blossom is hardy, fragrant, and elegant. King, out.